Hi, so my name is Emily Birds, and this is hopefully my story. I'm 23 years old. I currently live in Kansas City, Missouri. I grew up in eastern Iowa and went to the University of Iowa, and I'm adopted. And so this is hopefully my journey and my story to find out more about that. I was adopted at birth, born in February of '94, adopted by two amazing parents named Jody and Dennis Birds. I am their oldest child and their only daughter, and I have always known I was adopted. It was never anything that we didn't know. It was kind of just always there. And it was something that was just a part of our lives. The parents were very grateful for. They could not have their own children, and so this was their gift. And it was just kind of always there. It was never a secret. It was never anything. It was just always kind of part of our lives that we were adopted. And I have a younger brother. His name is Ben. And he's 19, and he's also adopted. And to answer your questions, we are not from the same family. We were adopted from different families and both adopted at birth. And so we've only ever known our parents as our parents, and our parents will always be our parents. That was never a question. There was never any anger or resentment or anything like that about being adopted. It was just who we were. It was just part of our identity. And I think that was a really great way for my parents to handle having adopted children. We were just a really unique blended family. So there's not a drop of blood or biology or genetics shared between us. But yet we still get told all the time that we look like our parents and that we look like birds. And so it's quite hilarious when we tell people that, yeah, not so much. I turned 23 this year, and I kind of started thinking that maybe now's the time. The past couple of years have really kind of upped my curiosity level, I guess, as well as my dad's. My life hasn't entirely been fantastic, but I have had a really good life. Unfortunately, in March of 2010, my mom passed away when I was 16 years old from brain cancer. And so I know that if she were here, she would definitely be leading this charge in searching for my birth mother and her family. And I know that she would have been all over this. And so my dad is thankfully very supportive and maybe even more curious than I am about my beginnings and kind of where I come from. And so now that I graduated college, that I'm, working into my career, I'm working full-time, and, I'm settled into my life for the most part, I feel like now is the time. I think, at 23, there's so much of my life and about me that I would want them to know, and even more so that I'm okay, and that I am living a good life, and that I'm happy, and just those simple things. And so I think now is the time, especially because I do know that my birth mother had more kids after me, and so I know, and she got married and had more kids, and she has two daughters that would be my half-sisters. And I think even more than meeting her, I think meeting them now especially, and hopefully building some sort of relationship with them, would be what I would be looking for. And I think now would be the time to do that, when we're all kind of still young and have that opportunity, have the time. You don't want to miss out on anything, and I think myself more than anybody knows that life is too short. And so that's why I've decided now is kind of the time to really dive into this project and you know, see where it can take me and lead me. You know, I think I've been looking for something to just add a little more meaning to my life and give me something to really dig my hands into, and, you know, something to have a project to really, you know, focus on. And so this has kind of become that. And so as part of that new chapter, I have become Punk Purple Emily, and it's definitely a change, but I'm excited to try it out. And this is the raw and real me at 9 a.m. on a Saturday morning. But I wanted to be really open and honest with this and with where I'm going, and I'm hoping I can take you guys kind of on this journey with me and to see where it might lead me. You know, I am just as clueless as the rest of you. And so I'm hoping to use what information I have to try and find as much information as I can, as well as work with the Adoption Agency, Catholic Charities in Dubuque to get some information there. And I'm hoping to try and find what I can on my own first, and then, you know, see if there's other things that they can tell me. Because those documents do cost to request. And so I'm just trying to do this in my own way as a history person, as somebody who really loves the investigative side of research and everything like that. It's something that I am hoping that I can do, and with the help of Ancestry.com, we'll see what we can find in other platforms out there. Obviously, the internet is a wonderful, amazing place, and you never know what you can find. Thus far in my searches in the past, I've kind of come up empty just because I don't really have that much information. However, my parents did put together all the documents that they do have and the letters that we did have from them when we did correspond when I was younger, which is how I know that Haley and Taylor, my half-sisters, do exist, and I know what they look like when they were little, because I do have some pictures of them. So it's just going back through and really putting all that information together in a new light. It's been a long time since I've kind of looked at them, and so I think having all that information together and, you know, using those details to try and find what I can, I think will be hopefully helpful and informative. What I do know is that my birth mother's name was Corey, and she was born in 1970, so she was 24 when she put me up for adoption. I was born in Waterloo, and I know that my birth father was pretty much out of the picture. I know that she got remarried just a few years later and had kids, so she, you know, just I think still lived in the area. I think she still lived in Iowa. I don't know if she moved. We didn't have any of that identifying information. And I know that there's some more information in the documents that I just haven't dove into yet. So we'll see what we can find. And I hope you guys are along for this ride with me, and hopefully it can help you in whatever way it can, and, you know, we'll see where this leads us, and I'm excited to see where it goes. Along with this, on Ancestry, I'm also using it as a way to kind of trace back the digital heritage of the Birds family. We know a lot, it's been put together, but just having a digital record of all of that, I think would be great. And so I've actually been doing a lot of that and tracing back that. So I actually found my 7 times great-grandparents and traced them all the way back to 1700s Germany. So that's really cool, and that's really something as a historian, a personal historian, and as somebody who loves history, that's really cool for me. On the other flip side, I also am trying to trace back more information to my mom's family, because we know a lot less about theirs. And I know it's something that she would have been interested in doing, and so in honors of Mother's Day this weekend, as a motherless daughter, it's just something that I can do that makes me feel good and doesn't make me feel bad about Mother's Day, and something that to do to honor her, along with the purple hair that she would have probably freaked out over, but loved. And so, yeah, it's something that I am really excited about, and so I'll let you know what I find in all fronts, and you know, we're just gonna take this ride together. So I appreciate you guys being here for all this, and I'm excited to document everything because I hope that my journey can help somebody else in the future, and that's really what I want to be able to do, is help other people in any way that I can. So yeah, here we go, guys.